Мачта. А почему? Сюда. Сюда. Легенд. А он персонаж.
Rev the engines! This should be the place. That guy looks Hi there, we're looking for Amura Ichi...
Pay first, take a ticket, then wait your
97. What number are you...
53. Be patient, I'll call your number when it's your turn.
Jeez, what a charmer. Looks like we're in for a long wait, huh? Hey, good idea! It looks like... Sorry to interrupt.
Do I know you? Ah, so you're here for counsel.
Yep. Fellow clients of Amura Ichigensai here. Although this will be our first time using his...
Service? How crass. We're talking about spirit...
In fairness to them, they haven't experienced it yet. Ignorance among...
Okay. Well, anyway...
Ah, more defectors from the bathhouse, huh? Service might have a veneer of professionalism, but all it really means is inadequate treatment that costs a fortune.
Why do you say that?
I'll tell you why. After just a few sessions with Amura Ichigensai, you'll completely forget... Today's supposed to be my last counseling session.
Meanwhile, Isa Bathhouse boasts about their strange and mysterious methods, but it's a total scam. They only treat the symptoms, not the root cause, meaning you have to go back...
Exactly. Overpriced and ineffective. But...
Me too. Probably see you tomorrow then?
Whatever the truth of the matter is, Paimon is starting to Fine. Yeah, so we're mostly here to see what all the fuss is about. You guys seem to be experts by now.
No, you don't need... Just show up, take a seat, and he takes care of the rest. I remember he lit some incense. It smelled wonderful and instantly relaxed me.
I already know of the troubles that bring you to me.
I don't know why I lose my temper so easily.
Yes, in the sense that all negative emotions are defects of the mind. But I can remove these defective feelings now.
I don't actually remember the guidance, but anyway, it clearly worked. I guess whatever he said disappeared from my mind and took my problems. Oh, so rude. Your counseling session will change your mind.
We're only being cautious. What's wrong with that? You said it yourselves the whole...
That's a fair point. You just need some reassurance, right? In that case...
Go on.
Well, someone in my family actually knew Imura Ichigensai before he made a name for himself. Apparently, he had a terrible temper. But he must have had some sort of epiphany, because he did a complete 180. Went from having the most rotten temper, even more amazingly, all the people who used to despise him ended up becoming... So you can rest assured that what...
Huh? What?
Doubt it all you want. I heard it straight from my relative who knows...
What should we do now? We may have burned our bridges with these two. Yeah, there's still a lot of people ahead of us.
of your pain.
Я уж понял.
Who are you? It burns! Breathe it right now!
Traveler, it's almost time!
Конечно.
That was a long wait. Paimon's gonna need a nap after this, too.
Хорошо, я быстрее утрус.
Alright, now time for us to go meet Mr. Amory. Oh, hello! We're number 97!
Yeah, sorry.
What? Why?
Чё, балдеешь, что ли? Чё хотел? Давай.
Because Emura Ichigensai doesn't have limitless energy. That's why. He's gone.
We've...
Not as long as some people. Try getting here earlier next time.
Ты не знаешь, где он живет?
Save yourself the trouble. Spiritual masters like Emura.
Drat! We should have barged in after all!
Давай вернемся и расскажем Мидзуки все, что нам удалось узнать.
Yeah, nothing else we can do for...
Шерлок.
Phew. Full throttle!
Сюда.
So he gives spiritual guidance, and it takes all.
Yep, at least...
How is that possible? Not even Mizuki could do that, and she's an
Is that right? Paimon was gonna say, it all sounds...
It certainly is. Humans are, how to put this, they're a moody race, always upset about something. Show me a human without a care in the world, and I'll show you what messed up really looks like.
You think? Because honestly, they sounded pretty convincing. And they said they only left the Isa bathhouse.
But the idea he is spreading is
That settles it then. Imura Ichigensai is a quack.
Is that why he's doing this? Just... It's unfortunate that you didn't get to meet him in person. I need some...
Yeah, it's too bad.
Imura Ichigensai. Rotten temper. Now... Filing patient records is normally the most tedious job in the world. But once in a while,
Amora Chuya?
It's him.
Wait,
What is it?
Where to start? Imagine a big ball of negative emotion. His patient record mentions that he loved nothing more than a heated argument. No matter how trivial it was, he could never agree to disagree. He always had to be right. The happiest part of it, if he lost, he'd sulk, and if anyone called him out, he'd throw a huge tantrum. Before long, he'd turn.
Sounds like he had issues.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, since no one would talk to him in real life anymore, he turned to the reader's letters column of a magazine by the Yae publishing house, where he would attack writers and trade insults with other contributors. Naturally, this ruined the column for everyone, and the editors soon started rejecting his letters. Next thing you know, he's written a complaint letter to the Tenryou Commission, demanding that Inazuma pass a law.
Gee whiz!
In my case, by giving them a wide... I'm pretty sure he only came here to try and start something. But Mizuki managed to get him into a session, and after some treatment, his mood improved by a lot.
Murasaki makes him sound like a rabid animal. He wasn't that out of control. Sure, his personality was very abrasive, but it wasn't hard to see why. Once I understood his situation, I was able to diagnose him very... You have very high expectations for yourself, but you've faced a lot of rejection in the past and haven't achieved much in your life. You've never had any real close friends, so you don't know what healthy connections with other people look like. In short, you long to feel a sense of accomplishment and to receive attention from other people. But both of these are lacking in your life. You have no idea how to properly deal with these emotions, so you've been taking it out on other people, partly to seek attention, and partly because you get a shallow sense of accomplishment.
You promised the world in your adverts, and that's you completely misunderstood why I even sent that complaint letter. The Yae Publishing...
In the magazine column you wrote to, your strongly worded letter appeared alongside dozens of others which praised the writer for their work.
No one with half a brain would praise a festering pile of garbage like...
So when I touched on the idea of you having an egocentric worldview, this is the kind of thing...
Wow. How the heck did you get him to stay for treatment after dropping all of that on him?
Simple. The more he realized the truth of my diagnosis, the more he compulsively searched for evidence to refute it. He lost the ability to communicate like a normal human being. So I kept him here by using his... The Tenryou Commission had ignored his complaint letter, so he had no outlets left for... Eventually, with the help of some incendiary words, I got him to agree to try some basic therapy. Finally, I was able to tweak his mood. It's a shame, really. If I'd only been able to see him a few more times, I know I could have helped him work through...
It was all my...
For the last time, it was his fault.
What? What happened?
Well, one day, he comes in as usual for therapy, but Mizuki isn't here. I don't know what got into him that day, but he suddenly announced that he wished to be free of his troubles for good, and demanded that Shion make that happen. Obviously, she didn't manage it, and then he pulled out a complaint letter to try and intimidate her. That was the last straw for me. I kicked him out, and he hasn't shown his face here since.
Whoa.
Anyway, now everyone's had a look at his record. Do we think there's any chance... Because it sounds to me like after he didn't get what he wanted, he decided to have his revenge by lying to our customers and getting them to leave.
все так просто.
Bad dreams are formed from a buildup of negative emotions in the subconscious. You can't simply trick people into not having them anymore.
There's no point hemming and hawing. Let's report this guy to the Tenryou Commission for fraudulent business practices. If he can complain, so can we.
Is anyone there?
We'd like to book a therapy session. Can we start?
Hello! Please come with me. I'll get...
Wait. Those are the two guys Paimon mentioned earlier. Just this morning.
Oh, really? Well, that proves it, doesn't it? I was right. So chin up, Mizuki. I bet you business will start...
Yeah! You Yume Kuibaku provide an...
Interesting. Well, good. Murasaki, go help Shion.
Should've kept my mouth shut. I jinxed it.
Now we just need to report this guy as a fraud to the It looks like the Isa bathhouse will be back in business in no time.
Of course it did. Now then, You only got partway through the VIP experience last time, didn't you? You still have to try the hot springs and snacks. Both are top tier.
Oh, true! How could Paimon forget about that? Especially the snack. Wow, Paimon feels incredible now. Nothing beats the complete service package. Agreed! Although Paimon didn't notice her inside just now. What could she be doing out at this hour? Let's ask around.
Кто такой?
Hey there, Mr. Aikawa. Do you have any idea where Mizuki...
Oh, you're looking for Mizuki? She actually tends to ask for where she goes and what she does during that time.
She takes the evenings to relax, huh?
Когда мы впервые с ним встретились?
She probably tells people she's relaxing. Oh, remember the place from last...
Вперед!
Rev the engines!
This should be the place. What? Why is Mizuki crying? Unless... Well, for...
Oh, I see. I was planning on making... Don't worry. This isn't a dream.
Aw, what's up?
No, my digestion was fine this time. What you saw just now was the aftermath. Like I said, bad dreams are basically bundles of all kinds of negative emotions. So when I'm processing these emotions...
Does that happen to all Yumiko?
Oh, don't worry about the others. Most Baku have a very poor understanding of humanity. So to them, a human bad dream just tastes like a I'm the odd one out in that sense. When I was studying abroad, I made a... Now I understand human emotions much better. I can empathize with them, and I can now discern many complex emotions when I turn... But still, that's no reason for you to be concerned about me. I wouldn't be much of a psychologist if I didn't have the mental fort. Letting your emotions out is one of the most effective ways to process them. Now that I've...
Paimon thought maybe seeing those customers... It even makes Paimon mad. You work so hard for them and then they turn around... Yes, they were led astray.
I can't blame them. The idea that you can forget all of your troubles and never have a bad dream again. Traveler, if I really could make you forget all of your troubles for good, would you want...
Представляет, что избавиться от него чай. Но вместе с ним вас покинул боевой дух. Представляет, что запах присыжил меня. Но в ту же секунду все переживания, которые испытывались во время путешествия, вдруг решили скорнить. Это могло сделать в твоей памяти все беды и тревоги. Но если это испытание.
You really are different from others. Discovering what troubles people is easy for me, even in your case. But although I can see your troubles clearly, I still don't completely understand you. Thanks for checking. Anyway, it's much too late to book another
All right, good night.
Спокойной ночи.
Bye for now.
Бай-бай-бай. О.
Not too far now.
Add astro. Thank you for complete. Error.
Midzuki! We're here to book our next. Oh no, what's wrong with them?
They've been like this ever since they woke up.
It's an extreme case of
Huh? How come? Oh, did they...
I doubt it. We only had 4 customers yesterday.
Paimon blames the other 2.
You're right. Something's definitely wrong with their nightmares. Our ability to digest dreams isn't just a matter of Point being, no normal person should... Oh, this situation is dire. If I can't find a way to...
What can we do?
We need to find those 2 customers from yesterday and figure out the cause of their bad dreams. Without no... Traveler, Paimon, I know you spoke to them both.
Let's see. They did say they were gonna get counseling.
Lead the way.
Ух, что загрузка. Так, снимем таблет.
You know, I went out to sea earlier today, but was so distracted that I lost my net. Oh well, it's not a big deal though.
Yeah, I messed up today too. But hey, what's the big deal? A few bandits got away, it's not the end of the world.
Hey, you two! Murasaki and Shion are sick!
Whoa, someone's in a...
I know, right?
What's wrong?
They're acting so weird. Paimon was pretty aggressive just...
Allow me. Gentlemen, do you still...
I don't think so.
Huh. Do you
No, why would I? What in this world?
Nope, nothing comes to mind. But...
What is going on? It's like they've... Although Paimon can believe what they're saying, they don't exactly seem troubled by nightmare.
No. No. They're clearly not in their right minds.
Whoa!
Entered their subconscious minds. I noticed they've both become disassociated from their subconscious, meaning I can access it.
No. No! Those thugs! I won't let them get away with this! I won't!
The sea is too rough today.
Huh?
As you can see, Susukira seems to have a short fuse, which causes him to act out of line. I'm sure this has caused him a lot. As for Umiko, I believe he developed a fear of stormy waves after a near-death experience. Now, their negative emotions have been isolated from their conscious minds, but those suppressed emotions will only continue if it's Emura Ichigensai's doing. I guess he's not the straightforward con man we thought he was. Did you notice anything?
Not really. You sure kept that one quiet.
Oh, no. Look, we have to find this Emura Ichigensai right away.
Mizuki?
Something inhuman is at work in Emura Ichigensai. The Traveler's Dream confirms that. He has If we don't find and stop him as soon as possible, his victims may well suffer irreversible damage to their psyches.
Yikes! Well, guess we better press these guys.
What's with the urgency? Why does it matter when he shows up?
Yeah, he'll turn up when he's...
This is
You do remember what happened last night, both of you. Only you don't want to talk about it, because you can't reconcile the presence of a nightmare. Just thinking about it brings up an overwhelming sense of being torn apart. You can't quite put it into words.
Please, stop.
Emura Ichigensai's treatment has clearly left you wounded and vulnerable. But don't worry, at least...
All right. But seriously...
Yeah,
Is he trying to hide from me again?
They really don't know anything?
I don't suppose you know where he lives, do you?
No. We did ask yesterday.
In that case... Yes, I suppose. Now that I know what's causing their bad dreams, I can administer the correct treatment. Honestly, you've already done your part by bringing me here.
Don't forget, we want to book our next therapy session. So we're not going to quit until all this is resolved. And the bath...
Looks like I have no... Still, the last thing I want is for you to put yourself...
don't worry about that. You should see some of the other bad...
Paimon.
All right, sure. We'll keep our distance.
Very good.
Pretty bold claim saying you'll track this guy down. 'Cause, in case you hadn't noticed, these guys are hopeless. They don't know anything. Oh, wait, you're right! She was the one who tipped us off about this. There's no time to lose! She's usually somewhere.
Here for a fortune slip, little ones? Or visiting a friend?
Whoa! Where did you come from?
That was a little lukewarm. You're starting to sound a lot like her. But pleasantries aside, what's the matter? You look rather out of sorts. You may remember I dropped a not-so-subtle hint as to his whereabouts.
Aha! So you...
Let's not lose focus here.
Yeah, fair enough. Next thing we heard was he's not seeing patients there anymore.
Oh, and after the lengths I went...
Don't know if this helps, but we did learn some other stuff about him yesterday. For example, a guy matching Amura Ichigen.
Wait, what? Amura Chuya?
You know him?
I once asked the Yai Publishing House to host an event for contributors to the Reader's Letters column. I had hoped. Are you telling me that Amura the Hellraiser and Amura the Healer are the
base?
All right. Well, in that case, give this address a try.
Really?
This was the delivery address he gave to the Yai Publishing House once, when he placed an order for several dozen books in one go. He also requested. The warehouse took one look and assumed it must be some kind of prank, so they rejected the order, earning them an honorable mention in his complaint letter. Of course, with the benefit of hindsight, it's rather...
You've got a point. Well, we clearly...
I'm just glad I could help.
You mean Mizuki?
I can tell that she's invested an awful lot into the Isa bathhouse. It's only natural for me to show some concern.
Really? 'Cause yesterday it looked...
I assume Mizuki has told you that we're She has always believed that, ever since we were classmates. And now that I'm the Guji of the Grand Narukami Shrine, I'm sure the last thing she'd want is for me, of all people, to swoop in and save the day the moment the going gets tough. So if I want to help, I have to be mindful of her feelings and tread delicately. I'll take that as a compliment. Mizuki's always so considerate towards others. It would be nice for someone to reciprocate once in a while. Well done, you took the hint. Now, while I'm sure you'd love to chat longer, you seem to be...
Oh, right. Come on, let's send them a...
Is this our fate?
This should be the place Miko mentioned.
Traveler, Paimon.
Mizuki!
All thanks to you two. With what I learned from those two guys, I managed to give Murasaki and Shion effective treatment as... So...
Sure hope so, 'cause this is our only lead. Wait, do you guys smell that too? Some kind of fragrance. Seems like it's coming from inside.
Then that confirms it. We've come to the right place. Now we may face... So from here on out, stay close to me. and stay focused. I don't want either of you getting hurt.
Mm-hmm. We'll be fine. You just focus.
All right, fine.
Whoa. This is
Calm.
What is it, Mizuki? Figured something?
Nothing new. Just further confirmation of my suspicions.
He set up an ambush?
Seems like we're not welcome here.
And Shroud! Farewell! Burn it down! Pyroclastic surge! Incinerate! Full throttle! Go! You're free now! Light of the blazing sun!
Time to relax.
Miss Yume Mizuki, you found me at last. Ah, and I see you brought some friends with you. Please,
Emira Chuya.
Mizuki was right after all. Paimon wasn't
please, do not call me by that name anymore. The old me was plagued by negative emotions, but I have parted ways with them now.
You have to listen to me. There is no way to get...
Your perspective is most amusing.
What's so funny? Don't you know you're harming people?
Harming people? That's what you believe? Very well. I understand and accept your perspective.
What is up with him? He's being so calm and polite.
As you can see, Miss Yume Mizuki, all my psychological problems have been I must thank you for your attempts to diagnose my condition. But I see now that the truth is far simpler than you were proposing. All my misery was merely a consequence of human frailty. I could not hope to remove my emotional impurities on my own. I lived in fear and anger. Fear that I was not worthy of other people's attention. Anger at how they invalidated me. I became a slave to my emotions. They turned me into a wretched and loathsome creature, hostile to everyone. But things are different now. I have acquired the ability to eradicate those emotions for good. No longer will I be afraid. Never again will I be stirred to anger. No, I am filled now with only one emotion, and that is happiness.
What I'm hearing is that you've developed your own unique understanding of psychological issues. So how about you play therapist this time? I have a couple of
I would be delighted.
The first is a soldier with poor control of his temper. He flies off the handle too easily, and it gets him into all sorts of trouble. This is
He simply needs to let go of his anger. Then he will surely find peace and happiness.
The second is a fisherman who's developed thalassophobia. Now he is unable to provide for his family.
Oh, of course. He must cast his fear far away and forget it ever existed.
I'm sorry, but you're...
Oh?
The soldier's anger is rooted in his strongly held principles. Yes, his rage can make him reckless, but it also fuels his deep desire to stand against. Losing his anger made him passive and apathetic. He now stands by and does nothing. The fisherman's fear made him one of the most reliable sailors around. Thanks to him, but after forgetting his fear, he destroyed the fruits of the entire crew's labor on his first. Fascinating, isn't it? Anger gives people the courage to stand up for what they believe in. Emotions are integral to human dreams. And after many years of dealing with their dreams, the Yumekoi Baku have learned an important secret of negative emotions do not just go away. They will always be there. Not only that, but their presence is essential. You can't have a health. So do you have any idea what you've done to those poor men?
What an amusing theory. In fact, I do remember those two. How can you believe that negative emotions are required for a healthy psyche? It's a laughable theory. Don't you remember how I was when we first met?
Acknowledging that negative emotions exist doesn't mean giving them free rein over our minds and lives. Humans have a whole gamut of emotions. But if that balance gets disrupted, emotions start working against each other. Untethered rage cripples the capacity to be careful and considerate. Uncontained, the person you were when you first came to my practice. You were dominated by your emotions. Under their influence, you deliberately inflicted pain on other people. Meanwhile, the person you are now. This diagnosis is going to sound harsh, but I'm afraid you've simply gone from one extreme to another. You say you've reached perfection, but you're just as dysfunctional now.
I will forgive you for this offense, because I know my present perfection to be a fact. You once told me that nightmares are the result of a buildup of negative emotions. But ever since I acquired my... Clearly, that proves that all of my negative emotions have been definitively eradicated.
I'm afraid not. Look where we...
What?
No wonder! Paimon knew something was up the moment we arrived.
The enemies that we encountered were manifestations of his negative emotions.
No, that can't be.
That entity claimed it could remove your negative emotions. But all it did was separate them and store them deep in your Your situation is far worse than that of the other victims. It has deceived you at a much deeper level.
How laughable. Fear? No. There is no fear left in me. This is all just a terrible joke.
Something's appeared behind him.
So, my arch nemesis has seen through my... Clearly you came prepared. The emotional cocoon I'd wrapped him in was all but...
So it is you.
What?
A nightmare monster. A fearsome yokai that was once the bane of... We Yumekui Baku eat the nightmares of humans, while they called those nightmares their home. So we were natural enemies. When I heard the Traveler recount that strange dream, I knew that this was a possibility. But it's still a shock to see one of our long-lost arch-enemies in the flesh. They were supposed to...
Then allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kurayume, and I am the last of my kind.
Kurayume. That's a name I haven't...
Likewise, Midzuki is a name that takes me back to a different age. Although I must say, ultimately, the fall of the nightmare monsters was the fault of our hosts. But now, I have found...
Oh no! We've got to catch up to him!
What's happening? Paimon's feeling dizzy all of a sudden.
That's the feeling of rejection. It's so strong. Quick! After him!
There he is! Right there! Whoa! What happened to all the paths?
He's repressing his emotions even harder.
There! He's got nowhere left to run! Whoa! What's happening to the ground?
Watch out! I used my powers to cushion our fall. Is that...
Don't worry, we've fallen from bigger heights before. The bigger issue here is that he got away and we were so close! Ugh.
We've been completely cut off.
Would it be easier if we wake up now?
Remember the fragrance we smelled on our way in? That's how the monster lures people into the dream state. Now we're inside. He's turned Emarachuya's nightmare into his lair. There's only one way to force him into...
Eat this nightmare?
Not only is it possible, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon knows that. It's just... We all saw what happened to Murasaki and Shion. And this night...
This monster has harmed too many people. We have to stop it. It's okay. I knew what I was getting at. We may not have caught him, but our chase wasn't in vain. He led us deep inside his dream.
It's so...
That's what happens if you leave your negative... There must be a lot of emotional fragments in this...
Wait, but...
Where the light is.
На этом первая часть заканчивается.